Now, for 1 week, 3 of Sweden's most famous people, they get locked into a cage with a glass window where people walking by outside, they can look into this cage for 24/7. Now, this might sound like a strange idea, but it's reality. It's a very successful project that has been done over the years, for 11 years now, to collect money to donations for people in need. And this project is a music project where the Swedish population can request music by making a donations to a specific cause, and then their music will be played to the Swedish radio or television. And this project always happened 1 week before Christmas, and it just got completed. And so the organizations behind this music aid project is called Radiohjälpen, or Radio Aid. And it's an organization who has helped people in need with donations for the last 80 years. And they support both individuals and other charity organizations like the Red Cross. And today we have the Secretary General, Kristina Henschen from Radiohjälpen, who are going to help us understand organizations and why what they're doing is important to the world. So, hi and welcome, Kristina.
Hi, I'm happy to be here.
Was that a fair introduction? Did that match the reality in the way I introduced
Yeah,
this?
definitely. What I would like to add is that the Music Aid campaign, which is one of our campaigns, is actually based on a format that was actually originating from the Netherlands. It was called a serious request, and it is actually still running in the Netherlands and in other countries in Europe. However, I think maybe we are one of the more successful versions. We have developed it further here in Sweden, and people actually engage to a very high extent during this campaign. So what we do, basically, we more or less lock 3 celebrities into this music studio made of glass in one of the squares in Sweden, in one of the cities in Sweden. And they are in there for 144 hours. So it's basically 1 week. And they have very little to eat. And they're almost deprived of sleep. But everyone wants to be locked into that cage or that studio. We just ended the broadcast this Sunday, and we collected over 50 million Swedish kronor, which is quite a remarkable result.
50 million Swedish kronor, that would be similar to 5 million euros, you're saying, that you collected from just 1 week of doing this project. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's basically we offer the platform for engagement, and then people are free to engage however they like. So some of them, they do just crazy stuff. They run around this glass studio for 144 hours, and they collect money for that. Or others, they do, they sell popcorn, or people do whatever they feel are close to their hearts. And we have a special kind of digital tool for starting your own digital charity collection. And it works quite well because we think money is important, of course, but we also want to raise the awareness around the topic. The theme that we have this year, it was about sexual violence in conflict. So we put a lot of efforts into raising awareness, what we call in Swedish folkbildning. And of course, this is done not only by Radio Aid, which is part of the Swedish Public Service Broadcasting, but it's also in cooperation with the Swedish Radio and the Swedish Television.
What strikes me as very what I think one of the ingredients for why this is so successful is what you said about it's a big honor to be on the show. Like people want to be in this cage. I've been grown up to this program. I really for the last 11 years it's quite. It has some kind of coolness to it. So you're saying that people are really engaging. Even people outside of the cage are doing projects as the people in the cage are doing. So yeah,
it's amazing. Yeah. And yeah, did you have the opportunity to visit the square?
Not yet. No, I haven't been to the actual square. Yeah.
So it's really worth visiting because people are so engaging, and we call the square the Kärlekens torg, the square of love, and people are really, really sweet to each other and supportive, and it's an amazing atmosphere there.
So that the music aid that is done every year, that is one of the project that you as an organization are doing, and you do other things as well. Would you like to talk about those, or would you like to stay on the music aid for today?
No, I could give you a picture of what we do. So we are part of the Swedish Public Service Broadcasting. We are a foundation within the public service broadcasting. We are the only ones who can actually do charity work through the broadcasting, because as you know, in the Swedish public service broadcasting, we have no adverts. So what we do, we use this time in between programs to raise engagement and to increase awareness and to raise money for Radiohjälpen. And then we don't have our own projects as such. The organizations that we cooperate with, approximately 30 organizations, they apply for money for support, and then we support projects all over the world, basically in where we are needed as most.
So you
I could add that so over the year we just did the Music Aid campaign, and now next year we are engaged in the Melodifestivalen, the festival to the Eurovision. After that, we are doing a campaign around the Crown Princess' birthday, because we are administrating the royal charity on for children with disabilities and their leisure activities. And after that, we are running the Children of the World campaign in October. And in between, we can do humanitarian appeals when there are crises in the world. We can ask for donations in connection to that.
So you have Music Aid. It will be one campaign you're doing every year, every Christmas. You have programs for children with disabilities, children of the world, some kind of humanitarian, I guess, refugees, people without water. So there's really a range of different...
Eurovision. And the Eurovision.
And the Eurovision, right.
Contest. Yeah. So basically, we have a lot of things going on. We managed to raise approximately, I would say, 17 million euros each year, approximately, and almost none of that is from like the private sector. We are only raising from individuals, our viewers, our listeners, and yeah, we have a tremendous. We're very grateful for that trust that we have in Sweden, and we've been working with this for, as you said in the beginning, for 80 years now, and it seems that it's working well, and it's important.
To clarify also, you said that a normal normal TV channel would have commercials in between the programs, but you're having raise awareness for injustice or people in need. So instead of commercials, are you saying that you're having that kind of it's not a commercial, but it would be a commercial for injustice in a sense.
Like social marketing. Yeah, I mean, that's the idea behind the public service broadcasting. And it's not a decision by us, of course. It's the decision from the parliament, one would say, to have a public service broadcasting like this without commercials, and we are happy that we can use this time to raise awareness instead of things that are going on in the world. Because what we are seeing right now, that's the worry that although things are becoming much better around the world, we are still seeing an increase in the amount of people feeling hunger and on migrating and fleeing any climate-related consequences of crisis. So we are, of course, wanted to add and support where we can make a difference. We just had this year quite a big campaign on Yemen, which is the worst humanitarian crisis in the world. So we raised 1.3 million euros, and we have several projects ongoing there in Yemen. And I was there myself in late August to visit and to follow up. So that's also a very important part of what we're doing. We are supporting the projects, we try to visit, and we also receiving reports and audits, of course, and increasing awareness through public service broadcasting.
I wanted to highlight that public service broadcasters, and maybe other countries have this, but as I understood it, it could be quite unique for the democracy to not have a radio or TV that is sending. All the channels will be private. So yeah, right. In the future here, what's happening in the future? What are you? Do you need support in any direction in the future, and what's your focus here?
We will continue with our campaigns. Right now we are receiving applications for the money that we received through the music aid, and we plan to take a decision as soon as possible on how to disperse the funds that we receive. And after that would be, we will receive the applications from the projects or partner organizations in early January. And after that, we will start our campaign related to the song contest to the Eurovision in mid-January. So we really have our hands full. We will focus on, as we've been discussing so far, on climate-related crisis and the human consequences when it comes to the increasing hunger in the world and people who are migrating due to the fact that the climate changes are depriving them of their opportunities when it comes to agriculture, their natural habitats and so on, of survival and sustainable livelihoods. So that's what we are planning next. So it's very challenging, but also amazing that we actually can make a difference. People do contribute, and we are very happy to use, this complicated charity or humanitarian lingo. We're trying to put it in a context and use a language so everybody can relate and everybody actually feel that it makes a difference. So that's the amazing things with what we are doing.
I read on the website something that made me interesting. I've not seen it before, and I've seen a lot of different charities how you can donate. It says that you can give away a part of your testament, so that would be a way for donating. Could you elaborate a little bit about that idea, a testament?
But I mean, we receive a lot of testaments from people all over Sweden, especially to the Crown Princess Fund and to the Children of the World campaign. I think that is not something very unusual, and we don't ask for it actively, but we have noticed that there is a request of more information. How does it work? So we put just some information up on the web page on, that you should think it through and make a will and make it in, together with professional help, so it will come out correctly. But it's not one of our big campaigns or anything, but we are very grateful for those who donate to us in that way. It is such a big, trust in us.
Yeah, it is to take over whatever people have accumulated over the years, and then to trust to be responsible for those resources, to pass them forward, right?
Yeah, and I think it's we have a very low admin cost. We have only a few people working to pressure the costs down and to make sure that most money goes to the ones in need. That's very important for us. It's very challenging, of course, but that's our mission, and that's what we do, and that's what people trust in. So yeah, they know that when they support us, let it be their will or let it be another donation, they know that we have a high quality standard and they can trust that money is being spent correctly.
So if you want to go into like if you want to then give a contribution yourself, you could go into radiohjälpen.se. Now that will be in Swedish, so there would be a way to also donate if you're coming from another country. So that's radiohjälpen.se, radiohelp.se, but you have to type it in Swedish. Now,
that's a challenge.
That's a challenge, right? Now we're going to start to wrap this up, and I wonder, is there anything that you would like for more people to understand, either about the cause areas that you're working with or anything in particular that you really think if more people understood this, then we would have a better world?
Well, for me, it's most important that everybody understands their own power and their own, force in being engaged and being, be an agent of change. You don't have to donate to Radiohjälpen. You can donate to any organization that you trust in, but you are the one who makes this change. And through your organization, organizing yourself, you will always contribute to something higher, something better. And that's the hope that we have, that the more we are, the more we engage, the better the world will become. So I think that insight has been very important for me, that poverty is it's a consequence of human actions, and therefore it can be, eradicated by humans. And we can do that. We can do that together.